Alright, so we're going to cover this Trill Maher video titled Brendan Schaub and Bryan Callen's TV show is a journey into suffering. Now, I've covered some Trill Maher stuff way back in the day, probably, the beginning of this year for sure, and then he disappeared, deleted all of his content. I don't know why, but he comes back with this stuff, and the first thing here is a copyright thing. Hey guys, I'm just being funny. So what happened to him? He got too many views and his shit got shut down? You gotta wonder how that's happening. They're not going about it the right way, using too much copyrighted shit. I have no idea. This is just my guess, but it's good to see him back. Let's see what he's got, because I certainly had no idea that there was a Brendan Schaub, Bryan Callen TV show.
On the morning of Good Friday in 1300 AD, Italian writer Dante Alighieri finds himself lost in a dark and twisted wood. There, he's approached by the long-dead Roman poet Virgil, who offers to guide him somewhere many men have gone, and from where no men have returned. Together, they arrive at the gates of hell, where an inscription looms overhead, "Abandon all hope, ye who enter here." What follows is a descent through the 9 circles of hell, each more depraved and grotesque than the last. This vision is immortalized as the Divine Comedy, the harrowing exploration of torment, sin.
Alright, so obviously before we get too deep into this, you can see that this took time, man. It's a 30-minute long video. Alright, much like the Elephant Graveyard, who will spend an hour on a Joe Rogan special just to basically say he's not funny. That's what this is. Alright, it's going to be a lot of other stuff leading up to, hey man, these guys are both dumb and unfunny. And the fact that they keep being allowed chances is crazy. And that's why people come and watch this shit, because 9 times out of 10, this is going to be funnier than their failed show attempt. Okay? This is like the Elephant Graveyard. That goddamn Joe Rogan video is funnier than his special. That's why we watch this stuff. So shout out to Trill Maher for coming back in a big way. Let's see what we got.
And the limits of human endurance. The poem describes the deepest and darkest place in hell as a frozen lake, denied of all the love of God and the light and warmth of his Son. When I look at Gustave Doré's wood-carving depictions, I get a sense of familiarity. I feel like I've seen this place somewhere, like I've somehow already endured it. At times I wonder, how far did Dante Alighieri have to descend into the madness of his own? No matter how vivid the vision or how deep into his own personal horrors he journeyed, there was one thing Dante never experienced. He never had to watch The Fighter and the Kid 3D.
Oh my god. What a way to get into it, fellas. What a way to get into it. Right? They're both already naked. As soon as it begins, like, I don't know what it is about comedians in general that think gay shit is the funniest. Especially when you're almost 50. What are you doing? You got nothing else? I mean, that's little kid shit. That's like a fart. That's like a booger being funny. Like, where's the actual effort? Just throwing money at the wall, dude.
What are we doing? Because I am starving.
Are you wearing a muzzle?
I don't know. God, take it one with me. Get.
Protect us.
Holy shit.
I can hardly even watch more of this, dude. It is hard. What are we looking at? What are we even looking at? A lot of, hey, here's an idea that I saw in a movie once, and we can sort of spin it in our own way. Let's do that. Because that's realistically all of Brendan Schaub's humor. is stuff he's seen in a movie or on fucking Entourage. You know what I mean? It's not clever. It's not well thought out. And it's always a little homoerotic. Because he's got a brother, so that's, you know what I mean? That's where it starts, like doing gay shit. You got, I mean, come on, dude. Sad.
If you're not familiar, Brian Callen, actor, comedian, and alleged serial sexual abuser,
I categorically and absolutely deny all the allegations against me.
along with his best friend and podcast co-host, former UFC fighter Brendan Schaub, made their own attempt at a TV show back in 2016. You see,
Alright, so it was that long ago, and I do remember them trying to sell the DVDs. That's where this came from. I'm surprised there aren't more people on YouTube exploring that shit, because this is definitely some content. It's got 2,000 likes already. I can't imagine actually watching it, though. What kind of people were actually buying this shit back when the show was at its peak? Where they had actual fans, and not in like an ironic way. When was that? When did it end? How many people actually own this shit on DVD right now? Because I believe you got Brian Callen's special, too. Just great marketing 101. You know, Brendan's all about that. It's just really just wasting money doing the lamest shit. The saddest attempt at trying to be like a sketch show. And it's kind of that right there. The fact that they got away with doing it and Joe Rogan hasn't said anything about it just goes to show that he hasn't even watched it himself. Like, if he watched this shit, he would have had the same conversation with Brendan about fighting when it comes to comedy. He would have told him, like, look, man, you're never going to be as good as Tony Hinchcliffe. You're never going to beat Ari Maddie and William Montgomery. You're not going to beat those guys. You're not funnier than them, so how are you going to make it if you can't even be funnier than those guys? I don't know, but I encourage everybody to go check this out. I definitely can't watch this whole thing. 30 minutes on Brendan Schaub is too many minutes, dude. Too many. So I'll save it for you. Trill Maher, Brendan Schaub, Brian Callen's TV show is a journey into suffering. Check it out. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and we'll see you.